Hi Dixon Dragons, it's Miss Kwan here. Today we're going to be talking about basic needs. In social studies, we have talked about our community of Richmond a lot, but today we're going to be talking about how our community helps us meet our basic needs. So, what are basic needs? Basic needs are things that we depend on every day. We have food, shelter, clothing, and transportation. The first thing we're going to talk about is food. How do we get our food? And where does it come from? We often get our food from the grocery store. This is Safeway at Seafair. Or, if we're lucky, we might even get food at a restaurant, like McDonald's. But where does the food come from in the grocery stores and from McDonald's? Well, in Richmond, we're lucky enough to be surrounded by water, and we have a big airport where planes fly from all over the world. So, big boats like this help us bring food over from all over the world, and so do airplanes. The next need we'll talk about is shelter. How do we get shelter? Well, we probably live in homes or in apartment buildings in Richmond, and during the day, we often take shelter in our school. There's Dixon. Why do you think we need shelter? Well, we need shelter to protect us from the weather. If it were raining and we had to sleep outside, that wouldn't be very much fun. So shelter helps us be protected and stay safe. The next need we'll talk about is clothing. What clothing are you wearing today? And why did you choose to wear that? It's often dependent on the weather. If it's raining, we'll put on a rain jacket. But if it's nice and sunny outside, we can put our shorts and a t-shirt on. Where do your clothes come from? In Richmond, we can go to many different clothing stores, or there's Richmond Center. Many of you have probably been there. We have many stores we can shop at Richmond Center. Now we'll talk about transportation. Why do you think we need transportation? Well, it helps us get around so we can do things. If it's a nice day, we can go for a bike ride, just like Ash. Or we can take the bus, which is a part of our public transit system, or the Canada Line. Have you been on the Canada Line before? There's also cars, and there's a Richmond taxi. There are many different ways to get around in Richmond. We are lucky. We talked about the basic needs in Richmond, and in the next video, I'll talk about the basic needs in a community in Nunavut. It's called Iqaluit. Can you say it with me? Iqaluit. One more time. Iqaluit. In Iqaluit, it's very cold for most of the year. Do you think that they get their basic needs met in the same way that we do? We'll find out next time. Thank you for listening.